Oliver Taylor Hawkins was born in Fort Worth, Texas, on February 17, 1972. His family moved to Laguna Beach, California in 1976, where Hawkins grew up. In 1982, he saw Queen playing a show, and he was immediately inspired to play the drums and make it as big as them. The same year, at 10 years old, he started learning to play the drums. He graduated from Laguna Beach High School in 1990, where he had been friends with current Yes lead vocalist John Davison. Hawkins's first two major inspirations were Roger Taylor and Stewart Copeland. He even befriended with them. He reported that listening to these two drummers' different styles showed him a wide spectrum of drumming style. He also mentioned that he would play along to those songs on the radio or records, such as Queen's News of the World, to improve his drum skills. Hawkins played in the Orange County-based band Sylvia before he became the drummer for Sass Jordan. From June 1995 until March 1997, Hawkins was Alanis Morissette's drummer on the tour supporting Jagged Little Pill and her Can't Not tour. He appeared in the videos for You Oughta Know, All I Really Want, and You Learn. He also appeared on Morissette's VHS DVD Jagged Little Pill, Live. Hawkins explained that once he was chosen, he got a cassette tape in the mail that had 3 songs he needed to learn for the tour, and one of them became Morissette's biggest song of all time. One of the songs was You Oughta Know, and from that point on, the two artists, who were in their early 20s at the time, rock out on stage in 1995 during the now iconic tour that launched both of their careers. After touring through the spring of 1996, Foo Fighters entered a Seattle studio with producer Gil Norton to record their second album. Conflict during recording reportedly erupted between Dave Grohl and drummer William Goldsmith, eventually causing Goldsmith to leave the band. The band regrouped in Los Angeles and almost completely re-recorded the album with Grohl on drums. Grohl called Hawkins, an acquaintance at the time, seeking his recommendations for a new drummer to join the band. Grohl was under the impression that Hawkins would not want to leave Morissette's touring band, given she was a bigger act than Foo Fighters at the time. To Grohl's surprise, however, Hawkins volunteered to join the band himself, explaining that he wanted to be a drummer in a rock band rather than for a solo act. Taylor Hawkins recalled the story for the audition. I said, "Hey, I heard you guys are out of a drummer right now." And Dave said, "Yeah, do you have any good recommendations?" And I was like, "Well, how about me, you asshole?" The band announced Hawkins would be its new drummer on the 18th of March 1997. His first appearance with the Foo Fighters was in the music video Monkey Wrench, which is in the album The Color and the Shape, released on the 20th of May the same year. In addition to his drumming with the Foo Fighters, Hawkins provided vocals, guitar, and piano to various recordings. A cover of Pink Floyd's Have a Cigar was sung by him. 2 versions of the song were released, one as the B-side to Learn to Fly, and another on the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack album. He later sang lead vocals on Cold Day in the Sun from In Your Honor, which was later released as a single, as well as a cover of Cream's I Feel Free, which appeared as the B-side of DOA, and on the EP 5 Songs and a Cover. Hawkins also sang lead vocals for the band's cover of Joe Walsh's Life of Illusion. Later, he sang lead vocals for Sunday Rain, a track on the Foo Fighters' 2017 album Concrete and Gold. He sang lead vocals on some songs during Foo Fighters' live shows, particularly covers, such as Van Halen's Ain't Talkin' 'Bout Love and Queen's Somebody to Love, in which he performed during what became his final concert with the band. He also contributed to the band's songwriting and was listed as a co-writer at least on one song on every Foo Fighters album from There Is Nothing Left to Lose to Medicine at Midnight. Taylor Hawkins' final performance with the Foo Fighters before his death was at the Lollapalooza Argentina Festival on the 20th of March 2022. He won 15 Grammys with the Foo Fighters and was nominated for 28 Grammys, among the band's 34 nominations. The Foo Fighters hold the current Grammy record for most wins in the Best Rock Album category, grabbing honors in 2000 for the album There Is Nothing Left to Lose, in 2003 for the record One by One, in 2007 for Echoes, Silence, Patience, and Grace, and 2011 for Wasting Light. In 2000, Taylor was contacted by Guns N' Roses to replace Josh Freese on drums. Hawkins seriously considered the offer before Roger Taylor convinced him to remain in Foo Fighters. In 2006, he released a self-titled LP with his side project, Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders. Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders subsequently released 2 more studio albums, Red Light Fever in 2010 and Get the Money in 2019. He occasionally played with a Police cover band alternately called The Cops and Fallout. At Live Earth in 2007, Hawkins was part of SOS All-Stars with Roger Taylor of Queen and Chad Smith of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Hawkins recorded the drum tracks for the Coheed and Cambria album Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4, Volume 2, No World for Tomorrow, as the band's regular drummer, Chris Penny, could not record because of contractual reasons. Hawkins also toured with Coheed and Cambria shortly during the months of the album. Hawkins can also be heard drumming on Eric Avery's, formerly of Jane's Addiction, first solo effort, Help Wanted, and on Carrie Ellis's album, Wicked in Rock. Taylor Hawkins and Dave Grohl split drumming duties on Harmony and Dissidence, the third album by Foo Fighters bandmate Chris Shiflett's own side project, Jackson United. In March 2014, Hawkins announced his new side project called The Birds of Satan. It features Hawkins's drum technician and bandmate from Chevy Metal, Wiley Hodgson on bass guitar and vocals, as well as guitarist Mick Murphy, also of Chevy Metal. The band's self-titled debut album was released in April 2014, with a release party at Rock and Roll Pizza, featuring the Foo Fighters guesting on some of the cover tracks. Along with the other members of Foo Fighters, Hawkins starred as himself in the comedy horror film Studio 666, released on February 25, 2022. He posthumously appears on select tracks on Ozzy Osbourne's 2022 album Patient No. 9 and Iggy Pop's 2023 album Every Loser. On the 25th of March 2022, Hawkins was in Bogotá, Colombia, where he was scheduled to perform with the Foo Fighters later that evening. After Hawkins complained of chest pains, emergency services were called up to his room at the Four Seasons Casa Medina Hotel. Health personnel arrived and found Hawkins unresponsive. They performed CPR, but he was declared dead at the scene, aged 50. His cause of death was not immediately revealed. The following day, Colombian authorities announced that a preliminary urine toxicology test indicated that Hawkins had 10 substances in his system at the time of his death, including opioids, benzodiazepines, tricyclic antidepressants, and THC. He was also suffering from extreme exhaustion. The Foo Fighters announced the death of Hawkins in a Twitter statement on the same day, writing, "His musical spirit and infectious laughter will live on with all of us forever." On the 29th of March, the band canceled all their upcoming shows. On the night of his death, Taylor Hawkins was scheduled to perform with the Foo Fighters at the Estéreo Picnic Festival in Bogotá as part of their ongoing South American tour. The festival stage was turned into a candlelight vigil for the drummer. On the 8th of June 2022, the Foo Fighters and the family of Hawkins announced 2 shows in tribute to the drummer. The first show, played at Wembley Stadium in London, took place on the 3rd of September of the same year. The Foo Fighters were joined by Travis Barker, Nandi Bushell, Martin Chambers, Chris Chaney, Dave Chappelle, Stewart Copeland, Josh Freese, Liam Gallagher, Omar Hakim, Justin Hawkins, Joshua Home, Chrissy Hind, The James Gang, Alain Johannes, Brian Johnson, John Paul Jones, Greg Kirsten, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, Brian May, Paul McCartney, Chris Rock, Nile Rodgers, Mark Ronson, Sam Ryder, Luke Spiller, Supergrass, Roger Taylor, Rufus Taylor, Lars Ulrich, and Wolfgang Van Halen, plus members of Hawkins's cover band, Chevy Metal. His son, Oliver Shane Hawkins, paid tribute to his father with the band during a performance of My Hero by taking on his father's role as drummer. The concert at Wembley Stadium was streamed live on YouTube and Paramount+, with a rerun being broadcast on CBS. Shane Hawkins was awarded the Drum Performance of the Year at the Drumeo Awards for this performance. It was viewed by 90,000 people and was nominated for an Emmy Award in the category for Outstanding Sound Mixing for a Variety Series or Special. The second tribute concert at the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California, took place on the 27th of September 2022 and featured Hawkins's bandmates as well as numerous guest artists. From the previous concert, other guests took place, such as Jack Black, Geezer Butler, Danny Carey, Phil Collin, Miley Cyrus, Joe Elliott, Joan Jett, Mark King, Tommy Lee, Alanis Morissette, and Pink. Taylor Hawkins married his longtime partner and illustrator Allison in 2005. Together they had 3 children: Oliver Shane Hawkins, named after him, who keeps his legacy on drums at his dad's band, Chevy Metal; Annabelle Hawkins, where he wrote a song called Middle Child, about what it's like to be a child between the oldest and youngest children, and Everly. They lived in Hidden Hills, California after moving from Topanga Canyon. The friendship between bandmates Hawkins and Dave Grohl went far beyond just music. Hawkins called Grohl his F-in-life partner. While Grohl was looking for a drummer to join the Foo Fighters, the band he founded after Nirvana ended, he was surprised to hear that Hawkins would consider joining because he was playing with Alanis Morissette, who was selling out stadiums all over the world, and playing for the Foo Fighter would be considered a demotion. Once Taylor Hawkins joined the band, they were in love with each other. In Dave Grohl's memoir, The Storyteller, he described Hawkins as my brother from another mother, my best friend, a man for whom I would take a bullet. Upon first meeting, our bond was immediate and we grew closer every day, every song, every note that we played together. I am not afraid to say that our chance meeting was a kind of love at first sight, igniting a musical twin flame that still burns to this day, he wrote. Together we have become an unstoppable duo, on stage and off, in pursuit of any and all adventure we can find. He added, we are absolutely meant to be, and I am grateful that we found each other in this lifetime. The founder of the band knew immediately that they would be best friends for the rest of their lives, and they were. Taylor Hawkins. He was a force of nature whose passion, talent, and spirit continues to inspire generations of musicians and fans alike. Though he may be gone, his music will forever echo in the hearts and minds of all who were touched by his remarkable life. As the world mourns the loss of a true legend, we can take solace in knowing that Taylor Hawkins' legacy will endure as a beacon of light in the annals of rock. Loved by his family, friends, and fans, the drummer was known for his kindness, passion, drive, vibrance, magnetism, and talent. Let's keep his legacy alive by hearing his music out loud, sharing this video, commenting it, and sharing your thoughts about his work.